Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
And today is the 3rd of February 2026, the second month of the year 2026. Today is the 3rd. We like to say welcome to this beautiful edition of the program, the Bottomline Liberia Discussions. It's going to intrigue you. We have a bunch of information that you will need to hear. So we'd like to say welcome and be a part of the program. My name is Linford Goer. I'm here in the Royal Kingdom of Norway, and Paul the Lord Chilpley is there in the Royal Kingdom of the United Kingdom, that's England. And our colleague Francis Mensah is expected to join us very shortly from the Royal Kingdom of Norway, Sweden. So it's like a royal program we're having here tonight. And on the serious side, we're going to have a bunch of information for you. So let me say welcome to you, Paul. You are well seated in your studio. How is life?
Well, good evening, my comrade Linford. It's good to be back on the Bottomline discussion. But firstly, I want to say good evening to our audience that will be joining us and those who already joined us to kindly share the show to the fire. The Lord Chilpe, the friend of King Charles, is doing extremely well. He's happy to be in paradise. I may say it's good to be among the living. And then, my brother, it's another good day in paradise. It's good to see you. How your end?
Well, my end is good. We amazingly in December is when we have the darkest of days. It gets dark around 2 o'clock, and then the sun start to. I mean, by 2:30, 3 o'clock, the sun is gone, and then it's dark. Not even somebody daylight is going, it's dark, and we'll be there until 9 o'clock the next morning. But now this time, past 6 o'clock, it's getting a little bit clearer in the morning. 6 o'clock is getting clearer a little bit, and then also 6 o'clock in the evening. So pretty soon we'll have that 12-hour balance, but it's going to be around March before we can get the 12-hour balance. But I think the snow has not come for the past week now. What is happening is the other snow that we had is the one we are contending with, and it's been constant, very cool. We've been a double digit 2021. In fact, it's expected on Thursday we're going to go back to 21 degree minus. But we've been like 18, 19, 18, 17. So, everything is good. But let's say welcome to Padole. Padole, if you can hear us, welcome to the Bottomline Liberia Discussions.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad to be with you guys tonight. I'm so happy that we have some turning issue tonight that we're going to discuss it. Mr. Chilpe and brothers Linford, go. In my end here tonight is very, very cold, to be honest. It's been very cold this few days. I don't know why it's happening. It was also windy this morning as well.
So, this is winter. You don't need to wonder what is happening, Padole. I think why Padole is struggling with his sound there, technical issues. We hope he got it up. And as soon as he gets set, then we can roll the show. But Paul, we want to take a musical break, our usual musical break, and then at that time we share the show. So every one of us on the show are supposed to, or everyone is supposed to share the show on his platform or on his Facebook page. or whether you're in WhatsApp or Messenger or you share it there so that other people will follow you. Most of the people that follow us on our personal page are now reflected on this board. And that's why sometimes when you log on, I'm just talking to most of our viewers, because people feel that nobody followed this show. By the time we are finished with the show, if we go back to check the record, we have had over 1,000 people following. But those people do not follow directly on this on the Bottomline Library platform. The people you see there are people who are following this platform. But on my side, I got people who follow me there. They don't reflect here. On Paul's side, people who follow him there, they don't reflect here. Like on my personal YouTube, people who go there, they don't come here, but they see the show there. You gotta share it there. So don't get discouraged. And then we ask you also who are tuning in as our guests to also share it. And then you'll find out that people who follow you will not be shown here. So then we'll spread it like that. But tonight is a wonderful night. There are a lot of people crying in Liberia, crying tears because they are homeless, and we'll be discussing about that. Why is it necessary at this time, and what is the cost? But let's say welcome to Francis Mensah, also from Sweden. Francis, how is your day?
Well, thank you. My day is good. I can say was good at the end of the day. In couple of hours, I'll be heading to the bed. But it's good. I mean, it's good being here, and I can say so. Thank God for today's blessings to see be among the living according to our man Lord Chorpe, who's so. But how are you guys doing?
Well, the other people can tell you how they're doing. You should know how we are doing here in Scandinavia.
I know, right?
I mean, things are good. What happening now, Francis, is that after January, when we in February now, we start to see the change of weather. We start to see the change of everything, and then pretty soon, when we're getting closer to March, we start seeing new grass and new plants growing, and this is where Easter comes about, say the new beginning. So yeah, we're getting closer to the pagan holiday. Before that, I know you guys are gearing up now to celebrate the wonderful love day that is just around the corner. So yeah, everyone is getting good, and we want to say to our audience, it's good to have you here again. This is the Bottomline discussion. So apart from that, Francis, I guess everything is good. The weather is passing by slowly, and we are now driving towards the wonderful sunshine that ahead of us. So yes, we're looking forward to the next 2 months.
Right, gentlemen, do you got any hear me now?
Yeah, Pastor, we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Francis, glad to see you tonight. Everything is going very well. We're all here. Me and Portugal, we in UK, so the weather is giving us a little bit tough time. That's all. Besides that, the life system is all right. We thank God with the families and stuff and things.
Awesome to hear.
Okay, guys. Generally, we say welcome to everybody, to the panelists as well as the viewers. And viewers, we again appeal to you to please help us to share the show, share the show on your favorite platforms. If you join us via Jala TV from Liberia, share it so that a lot of people in Liberia will follow us. Again, we're going to take a quick short break, musical break, actually musical interlude. When we come back, we'll be going into what we have to discuss today, and we'll be here for the next 1.5 hours or so, or 2 hours, depending on what we have to discuss. And then we ask that you stay with us.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people lie to us. The government betray us. fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. Fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go not go corrupt.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, welcome again officially to the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Again, my name is Lim Goa from Norway. Tonight, we're going to look at some top news from the international side, of course, and then we'll come back to Liberia, because Liberia is where we come from, and Liberia is what we discuss all the time. To balance the news, because Liberia is part of the Committee of Nations, so we have to bring things around the world, because even if it's happening in a way, it's also affecting us in some kind of way, somehow, somewhere. So we again ask you to share the show so that we'll all sit together and reason together. Paul, is there anything from the international scene that you want us to talk about? Paul is muted.
Yes, link for and to the rest of the panelists. I want to say good evening to our audience. I want to also say good evening. Yes, we'll be looking at the Middle East. Something very interesting in the Middle East. And this Middle East issue is getting interesting by the day. America has sent a lot of warship and military power in the region.
Are they really going to invade Iran? That is the question we'll be looking at with that set it. Why is the war cannot become peaceful? There must be trouble somewhere. Every year we'll be looking at the Middle East. So that's the focus point today will be the Middle East. Then for
Okay, we'll be looking at the Middle East, and then me too. Have been following, and I guess every one of us here has been following what's happening in the Middle East. How America is amassing troops, warship aircraft carriers, and stuff like that. And interestingly, I've seen on the internet where people make animation, of any situation that would have blown up. Okay, for instance, if there is a war, what will happen? People have already started preempting. People they make all the animation, AI at work, how ships are attacking each other, and I just sit and laugh and how interesting it is. But on the home front in Liberia, there's mass demolition that is going on around the city. Some is taking place in Sea Town. And I guess a lot of people are affected because from what I see on the internet every minute, there's a lot of people affected and people are crying out. But the interesting thing about it is that the government says that they don't know anything about what's happening. It's not they got no fish to fry in there. So we'll also be talking about that. And then President Wakai was recently in Accra, Ghana to attend a regional meeting of ECOWAS, I think, the West African countries. And he openly declared that Liberia is not safe, or Liberia is unsafe, including all other countries in the West African region, simply because if there is trouble in one of those West African countries, the rest of them cannot be safe. And we'll also be giving our views on that. And so that's what we'll have for you in storage tonight. But just before we go to that, we'll bring you this short break.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Welcome. Paul, we'll go directly into the international news. What's happening in the Middle East and how is it going to affect we in Europe, or how is it going to affect people in Africa?
oh, thank you, Lynn, for the thing is the Middle East is actually closer to Europe than I mean it's between Africa and Europe to say per se, but it's much closer to Europe than Africa. Because for Africa you have to cross the Suez Canal that is there, which is not deeper, but Europe, there's so many ways that you can enter from Turkey, you into Middle Europe. So they're quite close. So when there is trouble in the Middle East, we know that influx of refugees will come all across Europe. So we know that. And we know what happened to during the Iraq war. Then they went to Syria. Remember that? Then we went to Libya also is closer in that region. What happened? There was influx of people into Europe. So now,
And currently
this
Ukraine.
Ukraine. So the guy who ran for election on the mantle of peace, he become now the more warlords than ever before. So we'll be looking at what is going on in the Middle East. Why is it that Iran in the Middle East is now become like Russia in Europe? Why will certain countries just don't like a particular country, they put sanction on that country for some reason? Why is it in Asia you have North Korea that the West does not let North Korea the possession? The same way with Russia and China. So now in the Middle East you have Iran, but then Iran said peacefully, but the troublemaker in the region is kind of linked with all the good guys. So we'll be looking at why is it Iran that America is finding on east with Iran that they want to create chaos. So we'll be diving into that. But before we do that, I want to tell you all that the information I will go, we're going to take this information from First News. First News is based in India. So we like the analysis. So we'll be looking at what they say and then we can chime in. So Linford, when you're ready, you can roll the video. That said what is going on in the Middle East.
For nearly a week, the world held its breath. American warplanes were moving, aircraft carriers were sailing, fighter jets were landing quietly in bases, and one question kept getting louder by the hour. Is Donald Trump about to attack Iran? It looked like the US was just minutes away from war, and West Asia was on edge. Look at the military deployment in the region. Over the last 24 hours, more than 12 F-15 fighter jets have arrived in Jordan. Some estimates say it's 15 jets. Plus, 4 refueling tankers have also landed in the country. The US has an airbase in Jordan. Then there is the USS Abraham Lincoln. It's an aircraft carrier, one of the largest and most powerful warships in the world. It was deployed in the South China Sea, but now this American warship, along with its strike team, is moving towards West Asia. Reports say they have reached the Strait of Malacca. On the map, you can see it between Indonesia and Malaysia. This warship is expected to reach West Asia in 5 to 7 days. Then there is the island of Diego Garcia. The US has a base there, and it has moved its C-17 planes to this base. Now, C-17 planes are massive cargo flights. They carry a lot of military equipment. And what were they carrying this time? Reports say they had Patriot missile system batteries. The Patriot is a surface-to-air missile system. It protects American bases in the region. So that's a lot of firepower being amassed around Iran. Beyond that, there are about 30,000 US troops in the region. They're spread across West Asia. And there are other American military sites, including bases in Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Oman, Kuwait, Iraq, the UAE. Basically, the Americans have troops and bases all over West Asia.
We all have a responsibility to support the Iranian people and to put an end to the regime's neglect and oppression of the Iranian nation. Colleagues, let me be clear. President Trump is a man of action, not endless talk like we see at the United Nations. He has made it clear all options are on the table to stop the slaughter. And no one should know that better than the leadership of the Iranian regime.
So what does this latest deployment mean? In Pentagon language, it's called keeping all options on the table. In real-world language, it means one thing. The US wants to be ready to attack fast. And this build-up is not happening in a vacuum. Inside Israel, things are moving too. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is holding urgent security meetings. Israeli officials are openly saying that a US strike on Iran is still possible. But is it happening anytime soon? According to multiple reports, US President Trump came extremely close to ordering an attack. But then he pulled back at the last minute. And there are a few reasons for that. Number one was the military reality. Despite the visible buildup, the US simply did not have enough assets in place, especially to launch a sustained operation. or even defend its forces and allies. You see, in recent months, a lot of American military power had been shifted to other parts of the world, to East Asia, to the Caribbean, to other hotspots. So if Trump strikes now, holding the line afterwards would be tough. Reason number 2 is regional resistance. Several Arab states delivered one message to Washington. They won't allow their territory to be used for an attack on Iran. And that's a big deal. Reason number 3, a lot of warnings. The first one came from Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister. He called Trump and told him Israel was not prepared. It could not absorb the full force of Iranian retaliation. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman also called Trump. He too was against an attack. Reports also say that Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi messaged Steve Witkoff. Steve Witkoff is Trump's special envoy for West Asia. The Iranian foreign minister messaged him. So there's a lot of diplomacy that has been happening behind closed doors. And Trump was asked about this. He says no one convinced him. He convinced himself.
Did Arab and Israeli officials convince you to not strike Iran?
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself. You had yesterday scheduled over 800 hangings. They didn't hang anyone. They canceled the hangings. That had a big impact.
So Iran stopping the executions of prisoners is what swayed Trump, or so he says. And now, even as he dialed down his rhetoric, the military build-up continues. And this build-up serves a purpose. It keeps Iran under pressure. It keeps American options open. It sends a message without firing a shot. In the middle of this, there have been murmurs of another plan. A plan to target Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And when such reports came out, Iran's response was immediate. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian issued a warning. He said any attack on the supreme leader would be treated as the declaration of a full-scale war. So attacking Khamenei meant war with Iran, which brings us to the question that we started with. Will the US attack Iran? The US military buildup is real. The strike option is very much on the table. Trump has paused the threat of force. He has not abandoned it yet. So West Asia is sitting in a tense, uneasy calm. No bombs have fallen, but the fuse has not been cut either.
Sorry. Let me try to get that stuff off. Okay, thank you. So, guys, we listened to the analysis from this news outlet, and clearly there are some interesting things in that to discuss. Why is America fronting for the Arab world? Because in any case, Iran, in my view, is part of the Arab world, even though they all are not friendly, but they also have groups that align with each other. Okay, and if we look at religious interest, they're all Muslims. Okay, despite the different sects in the Muslim community, the same thing the Christian. We got different sects in the Christianity community or in the Christian community, right, so to speak. What interests America to want to front for people of Iran to go and remove their government when they just remove another government in Venezuela and the dust has not yet settled? Number one. Number two, in my view, I'm just giving some of my own analysis. Number two, why is it that America will have to take all of its weapons, not all, but most of its heavy weapons, and amassing it in that particular area? What if there is a surprise attack on America back home? Do they have sufficient manpower to divide a group like that all over the place? Because if you listen to the analysis, it is threat. There are threats in there that any attack on Iran will be full-scale war. And full-scale war means enemies will be fighting enemies, people who are perceived to be enemies. But this is just my own analysis. So, but guys, I'll leave it open. Or maybe we'll start with Padoli. He's a security mayor here. So, Padoli, on a very short note, what do you foresee happening to bomb drop, maybe from Iran or from America in the Gulf? What do you foresee happening? You are muted.
Yeah, I if it is start any
Well,
war, you hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah, if there's any war in Iraq or Iran, it's gonna be a disaster because the Iranian had already said that if any war declared on them, all the allies in the Gulf, where America will be the principal target. And mind you, the two type of Islamic group, because Shia and the Sunni, they are all over in the Arab war. So the Shia are sympathizing with Iran. The Sunni are sympathizing with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has said a clear to Donald Trump, do not start this war because when you start this war, it's going to be catastrophic. So for me, I will wait to see whether this war will really take place because in any given situation, if you are fighting war, you must have a back group. You must have a backup. If you don't have a backup, that war is a recipe to disaster. So maybe that's the reason why they're trying to build up their backup. But the backup can only be the warship on the sea. It just must be an area where they will squat, like what they have in Jordan. There's only Jordan alone give them space to be. All the Arab war, they say no, you can't be here and attack Iran because we know you're not going to only stop there. So that's how I see it. So basically, I would like to wait and see whether there will be an attack from America.
Okay, great. I think it's a fair analysis. Or Francis, look, you religiously follow these international breaking news, and I
Yeah,
guess you've been analyzing it in your own way.
yeah, just CNN just had a breaking, or not a breaking news per se. It was like, on the slide that United States shut down Iranian drones. I don't know, it's actual or the military just making up story excuse me, for them to attack Iran. 'Cause I don't think Iran would even make an attempt to provoke the Americans by I don't know, shooting at their warships right now without America even attacking them. But look, war is imminent with Trump mindset. He's fixated on removing the Iranian regime. He fixated on removing the Cuban, regime. The only thing that's stopping him from North Korea is that the allies around North Korea, South Korea, and up to will not give him the ground to do it because the people, they'll be vulnerable to any attack. They don't have the sophisticated, you know, uh, missile system to withhold withstand the firepower from North Korea. So, but man, look, Saudi Arabia, Jordan will give in. Trust me. Look, they did it before, they will do it again. So, as you said, for me, I'm very optimistic that the war will come on. I'm sure that before the week's end or for the next week, Donald Trump will try something. And the response from Iran will actually set the pace, whether for them to continue or not. Yeah, because he claimed America still is still getting
Okay,
for the
Paul.
America is one country in the world. Just end. America is one of the countries in the world, including China, places that are still executing people. They do not sign into none of the conventions. They still execute people. Why you so concerned about executing people down there? You just killing your own citizens with ICE. Who go in there to go and call for your removal? No, this is double standard, and I think America should stop.
That was a good example. That was a very good example. But Paul, I mean, we are following this here and we listen to this video. Why you think, like Francis said, I am of the view also that something must happen. Something will have to happen. There has to be a war because America will not use all that money. Take all your warships. And I saw some analysis somewhere where they say it takes almost $1 million a day just to maintain warship on the sea. The manpower on board,
more than
aircraft
that,
and everything. Remember, those aircraft you see them, they're not off, they're on, they're beating.
Yeah,
they're on.
$1 million plus
they're beating.
per day.
Yeah, $1 million plus a day to just one aircraft carrier. Okay, and then you carry the Abraham Lincoln, which is the largest. Okay, and then on ship, we get something called boat. That includes everything that in the ship. If you ever been on the cruise ship, everything that in that ship, that the boat right there, everything, the water you shower, the one you drink, the food you eat, everything. So it all costs money. So Paul, you think Trump will just take all those things, spend all the American people money on that thing and go? Then you say, okay, I convinced myself not to fight war, so I'm drinking those things by again. How will he face the people in America after spending that money? So what do you think will happen, really? I mean, we all just analyzing and giving possibilities.
Well, there's few things involved here, Lincoln. If you look at it, Trump alone cannot send Americans to go there. We have to have Congress approval to start with. So,
but they already took the troops there.
No, it's all right. They get bases all over the world so they can move about. But when you go to start war, you have to Congress have to approve. The what he did with Venezuela, we know that they didn't fight it when they had this CIA plot that he decided to overthrow this guy, handpicked by the internal people doing it, helping them. But this one is different. Iran is not any of those countries that you can just march in and go up. We saw the 12 days war with the greatest American allies in the region, Israel. And Israel knows what happened with all the sophisticated system that they had, the Patriot. But Iranian missiles were able to cause mayhem in Israel. They know that. Now, the other countries, Saudi, Jordan, they are very close to Iran. The Qatar, all of those bases. So we cannot attack you in America, but you also have how many bases America got in the Gulf? There are so many. So we will go for those that host you. That is where the problem is going to last. And we're also going to go for Israel. That's why you listen to that video. Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu told Donald Trump that Israel have not recovered for the 12 days war. So if you send up, because the primary target will be Israel to start with, that would be Iran target. And then they'll go for Saudi. They'll go for what? The UEA. They'll go for Jordan. So it will cause a lot of mayhem over there. And this is the reason why the Gulf states are saying no. Now it's not like Iraq where the 32 NATO countries decided that, oh yeah, we're going to move this because of one regime change. They used that with the 9/11 situation that it went. But this time around, this is a very Donald Trump that is not in good rapport with a NATO member because he wanted to invade Greenland. So would NATO go along with America on this, or with America goes alone? So this is the hard question. So they can send all their military might there. They will cause damage in Iran, but it will cause a lot of American lives. That is the question. So it's not like you're going to walk over there. That is the question. You see, you may gain what you want now. We know that when a regime change in Iraq, what happened? It became chaos up to today. Syria, another place, is well lost. So why would you want to create something that you know you're not control? Israel that is causing a lot of mayhem in the region. Why can't they move Netanyahu, who carrying innocent babies and children? But that guy who decided, though, your call protest will deal with y'all. That's when the protest now, what Iran is saying that the Mossad have plenty of people in Iran to cause that protest. So this thing they want a regime change. We want regime change, but then you using ICE in Minnesota and other places and killing your own people. So these people having their own internal problem, what does that have to do with you? So it's a double standard, my brother.
Yeah, the quick. Let me just
Well,
add to what Paul said, or link for just 2 minutes. Look, in relation to that, Netanyahu wants to go for a re-election. Because that's the only Trump card he has. Because if he does not win or he does not go illegal, he will go to jail. So if another war where America involved with Iran, Iran will start launching them, and Israel be forced to retaliate or probably get involved, and that's a chance of him losing, going for elections again, and going to jail because they have a lot of charges against him. So I mean that's another point. That's a good point you raised, Paul.
well, I think to just give my little 1 or 2 cents to that. Oh, I am looking at this thing. There are keywords that I heard in that video that I want to go back. One of them is full-scale war, when Iran said that any attack would mean full-scale war. And remember that Iran also has allies. The same way America got allies and they got bases all over the place. Now, if you are amassing all of your weapons, you're taking all of them distance away to go attack one country in their home. It's just like Paul, you and myself got confusion, and then you go bring all your brother, your sister, your everybody to come to my house to fight. And me too, I get brothers and sisters. So my brother say, okay, send you not come to our house, go to your house too. For that for all of that 4 years more, we send some people to your house to go fight there too. So what if Iran's no ally and say, okay, send your fighting our men in your region, we bypassing in war, there's no fair play. Okay, so they take something called bypass, I think that's a military term, and they start setting Washington, God forbid, they start setting Washington ablaze. What time you have to maneuver all those things, or do you have the manpower? Or so no, in war, calculation is very, very timely. Calculation is very important because why you planning one strategy and thinking that's a winning strategy, the other people are also planning. You see, so this thing is going to be catastrophic because guess what? If America will ever attack and change regime in Iran, so it's going to now be a norm that America can get marched anywhere and change any group of government, So other countries too will begin to be afraid and say, oh no, he wants to do the same thing right here in Denmark or in Greenland. So other countries will begin to see and say, oh no, but after our neighbor, we are the next. So this is going to really be catastrophic. I mean, I'm just dreaming big and thinking big because war has no formula, war has no referee, war has no, plan to say, okay, you're going by this plan and this is the only plan. No model in war. You can fight war anyway, anyhow, anywhere, anytime. But we hope that nothing bad will happen. But again, my question remains: if Donald Trump will amass all the troops and then take them back again, after spending all the American people money, and the point that Francis raised is very important. How do you think people will have confidence in you when you're going to reprimand people for doing something that you are even doing worse than your own citizens? I saw a video where Jamaicans who have been in America for over 30, 40, 50 years, they were taking them back. Can you imagine? And you're killing your own people who are not demonstrating, but because somebody says or somebody suspected them of living in that country illegally, they shoot them and kill them without any investigation. So how better are you more than the man who is telling his citizens do not demonstrate, do not damage this country? If you got any concern, go to the court or do whatever you're supposed to do legally. So, again, it's difficult to talk, but we'll see. Like Padoli said, we'll wait and see what happens. But I am quite sure, 100% sure, that something will happen. Even if it is 5 minutes, it will happen. But that 5 minutes will be the most expensive 5 minutes that every one of us ever witness.
Exactly.
Because it's
Look,
going to
maybe
be
it's a topic. The topic is interesting. I mean, we got short time though. But look, we take the whole night analyzing. I mean, giving perspectives. I mean, from the geopolitics. I mean, relations aspect. Because the other guys, the Hutus, America now bomb the Hutus at the tires. I mean, they got it from my country. What the country name? Yemen. They said any
Yeah.
attack on them on Iran will be an attack on it. There's a group in Pakistan, Pakistan, or Islamic group as well. And they say that. So there will be a full-scale war.
This will be a full-scale war.
See,
Remember,
let me tell you people something. If Donald Trump don't be careful, the Congress going to impeach him sooner or later. Believe me. Because
but Padre, you are right. The Congress impeaching him, that's a procedural something. That is something that got to go through procedure and thing. But the one we're talking about here, if they get, like what Francis was saying, that they shut down, they allegedly shut down an Iranian drone. If it is true, Iran say, okay, you shut down our drone, we'll also shoot at your that Congress impeachment a long time, that means that waste of time will be in different situation. Because the reason here is, number one, the religious power will come there and telling something. And remember that America follow the group they call ISIS. They follow Al-Qaeda. They kill Osama bin Laden. They kill all of people. And those people who they kill, their supporters are still scattered around the world. This thing playing is very fragile.
Could you imagine they kill this guy here in Pakistan? It's Osama bin Laden, the king in Pakistan. Pakistan is a superpower. Pakistan got nuclear weapon. Pakistan got 95% of their population is Muslim. They got Shia, they got Sunni there. So you see all these things there, the war have to be very. But in this particular Iranian situation, the Western European are not supporting Donald Trump only. You never heard, have you heard any of them saying anything concerning about this? They're not supporting it. So like what Paul said,
Because like I said before, they're also worrying. Because I mean, right here, the thing is very funny.
America alone cannot go war anywhere and win.
You are in NATO, and you want to force another NATO country to take their land.
Yeah, I'm not going to live a small country like Vienna. Vienna, the one for the war there, they couldn't win the people. They have to forcibly leave. Vienna, since after Vienna war, America have never go anywhere alone anymore because they know the consequences. So this thing here, and they didn't get no support from the Europe, mainland Europe in this matter. So I don't see it happening. But I'm saying let me wait and see.
Quickly. It was last 2 weeks, Donald Trump went after NATO members that they were hiding during the Gulf War. I mean, during the war in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
And the Iraq
war, the Gulf War.
Have the highest number of NATO casualties.
Yeah.
They paid the sacrifice. UK had over 400 plus soldiers that came back dead. And he was seeing these people were hiding. So if you look at it, taking their people to go away, Trump this time to fight, they will not do it. So this would be something. And remember when that Gulf War started, they have people from all over the world going and volunteer to help those people to fight. So you create a situation, say Saudi Arabia in flame, UAE in flame, Jordan, all these places, and all the ISIS group that long been looking for trouble, they will come from where the in a Sahel nation, now they will come from there to go join those people. So it'll be chaos in our region. So this is the reason why he playing the cat and mouse. Oh, I use my own method, whether I go in or I shouldn't go in. But it's telling you, if you go in, there will be chaos. It will not be like Iran that all of your join up, but this one they are more sophisticated than the group that you went for. So this is the situation. And we pray that the guy shouldn't do anything crazy. Now, you talk about something here, Linford. There is a link between China, Russia, and Iran. They're building some kind of railroad that will take and their goods there. I don't think they're going to sit back quietly that what happened to Venezuela. So they may not be involved, but they will help Iran and give them some weapon that will surprise those people. So there's so many parts to play on this. And I don't think it's something that's simple. Because in recent times, I think it will be on Wednesday that there is a military drill between Iran, Russia, and China in the Persian Gulf that is going to take part in some. So why are they doing it? Why the military exercise is for? So people have to be very careful to see how this play out. If they go alone, they don't listen to anyone. Boy, the Middle East will be in serious flame. Remember, the Iranians will not go for their president, they'll go for all the oil depot in that area. Think on it. It will be economic catastrophe in the world. That's how I see it. So man, let's move on.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it's a mini doomsday. It's a small doomsday. No, even if there's a war, God forbid, if there's a war, even if 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it'll be catastrophic because no, people will get even with each other. I'm telling you something. People will get even with each other. That Vietnam war, Padoro were talking about, that war, that was man to man. But this one, everybody equal. Everybody, even if not equally equal, but everybody got some might. But guys, let's move on to Africa, Liberia.
I need to recognize some of the guys on the people.
Oh, okay.
Our viewers.
Yeah, okay. I will. Mauro. No, Mauro. Yeah, Mauro, and Ali Goe. I want to say welcome to you guys, and also let's see. I saw Alfonso Tilly. I think, yeah, Alfonso Tilly was here. Joseph Contour is also here. Oh, long time, Joe. How you doing, brother? We hope everything is okay. And our sister Chadela Triple Brown is also here, and other people whose names do not appear. Yvette Cephas, she's always with us from Atlanta, Georgia. I want to believe. Yes, she is. And also, yes, those are a few of the people that we have here because those are the ones whose name I can see. Samuel Gokai Hollywood. He said, wow, I don't know why really surprised him. But guys, like what we're talking here, this is a serious thing. No, this one we're talking is not America going to conquer one small country and move from there. No, this one is very serious. And I think we all touch the same thing, but I want to re-emphasize it before we move to the next topic in Africa. No, trust me, America, I'm not expert on America, but I think America has created more enemies for itself than friends in the Arab world, even in the ordinary world. Just next to Mexico, if you add Mexicans of America, they will get mad. We got American children in Mexico that were separated from their parents and vice versa. Either in America or in Mexico, they are separated from their parents. You got Mexicans that are full in jail in Florida. You got Cubans that are living on a threat every day from Trump that he'll invade Cuba. So all these people, so if anything breaks up, these people might voluntarily get on board to go fight for other people, to go help other people against you. So I think the Congress that Padolo were talking about, if they have to do anything, now is the time. Now is the time. And to make a situation worse, you got to ask people chasing your people, killing them, your own citizens. So you think people will be happy with you? No. But guys, we can, like I said, we can hope for the best. Let's move on to Liberia. Demolition. They want to kill us. The people want to kill us. That's the headline in this paper. And this story comes from the front page, Africa. The picture you see there, sorry, the picture may not be that very visible, but that's homes being demolished in Monrovia, around Monrovia. If any of us here remember, a couple of months ago, there was similar situation like this around the Hotel Africa area, where the government wants to improve that area, develop that area, and so they were demolishing homes, and they promised that we're going to compensate the people. And some people were saying that they have not received anything, but the demolition was going on still. And there's a couple of them, the demolition, couple of them going on around Monrovia personally. I think some were along the Japanese freeway, as they call it now. It's no more Somali Drive. Then now they are in Satan. I guess that's around the Plonko area there. So, guys, what is prompting this demolition? Because the reason I'm asking, not that I have not read about it, but there are conflicting stories. Some people say that there is a business guy, one Eric Nangwe, who is being influenced by some Lebanese people who want to develop that place for some purposes. And so he's fronting for them, being a Liberian citizen. So he's fronting for them. And then some people say, oh no, people want to, they don't want to demolish the people place, because some people want to steal the land and blah, blah, blah. So what really is the purpose of this demolition? Because in such a case, I want to believe that it must be a government policy. That government should say, no, listen, this is government land. You guys have been squatting. And so we want to take it to develop it. Like in the OAU Center case, it was reasonable. That was a piece of land that was acquired during the 1979 OAU.
Yeah. That land is not government land. Two families will fight. Won the court for the land. They've been winning the court. They've been that since, I think, since 19 they've been fighting for that land. That piece of that parcel of land. According to according to the court document and the report that going on, that went on, people found divorce of politics. The two families, I think was the Samson and somebody else. But then the guy, after they couldn't reach a compromise already, this guy you call his name, has some money and went between. The court gave he settled the two families. Yes, and he had a land. So according to the story, what I read in the document that was produced, if the guy was on spoon, you trying to contact the guy. Those people were giving notice to move. That's a private land, not government land. They were giving notice to move all along. And so many did not heed to the notice. I myself was thinking, why would people do that? But that lawyer, I claim lawyer, consider, I won't say Gonglo was on the even conversation with his name, with Judas Jer. And in fact, he wrote the law that he wrote some law relating to land and to double dealing with land. And kind of said you have and have a J term or whatever. He said, he said clearly that property was sold to this guy, and the guy had a right. Once you got it right in your hand, you can order for immediately order people to destroy horses, or you claim the homes. So I just want to put that in.
Yeah, let me come in for a little information I'm getting on that property issue. Number one, the properties was belong to some family. They were fighting over the case. I mean, over that land. Two families were fighting over the land. But at the end of the day, one of the families managed to win the case. And this person that win the case, many of these people that there bought the land from this family that won the case. Some of them be there over 40 years, some of them be there over 60 years. My concern is those that bought the land from this family. The family that won the case, they the one that sold this property to Nangbe. So my concern in the thing here is you've already sold the land to people, individual people. While you were in confusion with another people, then you agreed to sell this property to Nangbe. Why should you do that? When this property was sold by you before your parent then before. Your parent then sold this property before to these people. They lived there for over 40 years, 50 years. You come now as a child of the original family and sell this property to Nangbe. So what I heard, Nangbe influenced the properties owner, the original property owner, with money to sell the property to him while the people were even help him to win the case in the court. So I'm really bit sick of that sort of story.
Okay, Paul, you grew up in the Jalatan era, and I
Exactly,
think
Paul has said that, man.
yeah, I understand. Even some of your family members might have, bought some of that place and lived there before. What can you say? What is your what is your knowledge about that era? I mean, not that the information we're getting from the code and whatever is wrong, but
Center
was
is
it
not a
just
government property. It's not a government property like what
was it like people just started squatting there, or what do you understand from that?
No, Linford, Fifth Street is one of the unique places to be. Right after City Hall, you get 10th Street. So going towards Plonko before
You get Plonko.
Market, Jefferson Market. Fifth Street is just there's a unique place to be. Now, my brother-in-law, my sister, Osmond, bought his spot over there, 1986. He had just finished school. He started working with housing authority. He bought his place. And one of the family that were in court, they sold the property to him. You see? So the people were not squatting. They actually bought the places from those families that were in problem. So if you look at it, so some people, because in Liberia, the land law have not been, it hasn't been good for people. Because if you knew that the place is owned by people, that particular area to get it is almost like King Avenue. Those places were taken years ago by people. So if you go buy land in that area, that means it has to be the original people that sell the land to you. And that particular part of Monrovia is very attractive for business. It's on the Tottenham Boulevard as well. So people, if you travel there, some of the places where all people left already because they didn't want to go through the hoo-ha. They were giving money, some left and moved out of that place. But the other people that are there, no, they have schools, they have clinics, they have churches all in that area. It's a big community, the local. And these two family fighting, this guy who was not part of this group, he bought it from the family that wanted it. So, Francis talking about they were served notice. That notice that was served, it was from the previous family, not this number guy that nobody knew about. So that's what was shocking to the people when he said Nangbe, who is this Nangbe that came and started breaking? Because he was not part of the plan. You see, people didn't know the Nangbe. So this is the situation. So those people who bought their land from the original family, will that original farmer they compensate them? No, they didn't do it. So if this guy came now and decided to wipe everyone from that land, this is what we are, and everybody is from. It's not like group of people went and they sat in Southern way where say that government land, they sat there. No, but people actually bought the land. They bought the land.
And there is something interesting here that I see. the government, I mean, I can say the government because the court allegedly issued the ownership right to this Erin Nangwe guy after he said he bought the place, right? But Erin Nangwe has got a lot of supporters that even the civil society network of Liberia is speaking on his behalf. And they are saying that this guy is a legitimate owner of this place. So somebody wrote on here that even Nangwe money working all over the place, even working in the government. But interestingly, the government of Liberia has denied that it has absolutely nothing to do with that case. And it is between the parties that are involved. And then one will begin to scratch their head if you just make a vague statement like that, which Daniel Sano made. Okay, Daniel Sano is the let me see if I can see his story and put it on. No, I will not find it. No, I'll find it. It's somewhere. So Daniel Sano is saying that the government of Liberia has. Huh?
Yeah, that Daniel Sano man is a man that always give a loose statement. So I don't see his statement to be relevant something.
No, but I think he was right. There is listen. Sometimes you got to listen to the motive of when somebody is saying something, right? What he's saying, it will sound somehow a little bit funny, but what he's saying is that they want now the government say you're going to bring a place down. So let me just put it on.
The government and police were there.
Yeah, he's saying the government has absolutely nothing to do with this bringing down of the place. Government got no role to play inside. Okay. So, but people will scratch their head and say, "Oh no, we saw police people present."
Oh, come on, guys! Let me hold you right there. I mean, look,
police.
I mean, we all should be in we shouldn't be taking it up. We should, disrespect. Police call in when people try to agitate and push out to fight and do other things so to maintain law and order. They have a legitimate. They had a legitimate owner of the property.
Listen.
So the police came in not to defend the man, but to ensure that law and order prevail at the time. The man had exclusive right
to break the people's property.
No, I mean that Kevin. Though I mean, let's forget about all the politics.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see, no, I'm not saying the thing based on politics.
You seen the based on politics?
No. Listen. My point here is these people that are there, they are not someone that's squat. They bought these properties legitimately from the rightful owner who Nangbe bought their land from.
Okay, yeah, but personally, who is the owner? The court gave the land to Nangbe.
Yeah, but listen, the court have no right to neglect those that already have their previous deed from their particular individual. No, but you can't.
I would just agree with you respectfully.
Let me. Yeah, you can disagree.
The landlord, the one
the point of the matter is, Francis, 1 minute. If I sell a land to you, Linford, I sell a land to you 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you've been there. Legitimately, you got your deed, sign, everything. Another rich man come to me tomorrow, like Francis. Francis come to me today and say, "Look, Mr. Dollar, that land there, I want it." I said, "But I ain't cool." You say, "Okay, I will help you to win a case." And I'm a legitimate owner. I want a case. Then you say, "I will buy it for you." But then I sell the land to Francis.
No,
you been having your legitimate. Francis, 1 minute. You've been having your legitimate deed from me. that probated everything. You've been living there for over 20, 30 years. If I sell that property to Francie, what the law supposed to do? Because I'm a poor, because you poor man, you don't got money to look into your issue.
Okay, wait. So let me ask you, wait, Patole, wait. You've been bringing your own net. You got a land here, or let's just land is too big. Let's say house. You got house. I'm renting in one of your apartment. Then Francis come and tell you, oh, Patole, I like your apartment. Then you say, yeah. And you know I live in there. Then Francis say, I want to buy it. You say, yeah, give me the money. You take the money from Francis, unknown to me. And then Francis come and start to put me outside. So, and Francis showed me the deeds. I haven't bought any land. So you think I will tell Francis, say, no, I will say that I get the land.
You're not living there. You're not, listen. Don't fabricate a story. No, don't fabricate.
Is that fabricated?
No. It's not a thing. You living in the place that you rent, you bought the property from me.
So then, but why did you sell it to another person?
You got legal document from me that
yeah, so why you sold it to another person?
Huh?
So why you sold it to another person when you know I got legal
document? That's my contention. Why should I sell the property to
the new owner? The new owner has the right to move me.
Yeah, listen to me. Why
should I sell move me? Then I will come for you.
So what Francis, because Francis influenced me with money, but I, who the property owner, legitimate owner, have no right, knowing fully well that this property was sold to Linford, and he had everything on it, and go and sell it to Francis.
Maybe Francis influence. Do you have any influence by money?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Beside I said, anybody myself, if I get something.
Okay, here is the situation. Okay, let me tell you. Let's bring it down. We're not arguing here, but we're trying to make things to understand one another. Let me tell you a little bit about the land issue. The land issue is when somebody, when 2% bought a land from an illegitimate owner, the only D owner is a legitimate person. You know that? You got
that's what I just said. I said it. I mean, remember the
you got a OLED.
Let me ask you one question. I just want one simple question.
Yeah, go on, ask question.
Okay, if you bought it, you bought the land 100 years ago, right? You've been having it all the time.
Yeah, I got it. I proved it. I all the documents.
Listen, then I bought it from you 50 years ago. But you are the original owner from 100 years ago. Then I bought it from you 50 years ago. I've been living there 50 years. Then Francis come to you today in 2026, knowing fully well that I've been living there. Then Francis say, Patole, I want to buy the land from you. Do you know that this land is not yours again because you sold it to me? Do you know that it's not for me again? Then you go sell it to me.
I'm glad you understand what I'm talking about. The land is not belong to me anymore. Why should I even sell it?
Okay, so when
why should the court sit down there and allow something to go on?
Yeah, I'm coming now. I'm coming. So as a law-abiding citizen that I should be, if Francis comes and say, oh, my man, I just bought the land on February 2nd, 2026, yesterday. Yeah, my DA, and the DA is probably there. The DA is certified by government. Everything is good. Then I will say, no, I'm not moving from there because I bought the land from Patole a long time. I will move.
You have your legitimate document.
I get it, but the recent document shows that this ornament.
Oh my God, Linford! God damn it!
Hey. Let me chime in a little bit.
I'm frustrated.
See, if you go to the court, if you buy or land, it's the same court that will stand say, yeah, they probate your land through the lawyers on the court. Then I'll take the same, one person will sell a particular land to 100 people. It's the same court that will stand say, yeah, because why is the court doing that? So the court is the problem in this case.
Yeah.
Now, what become of those people that bought their land and they went to the same court? The court gave them paper, say, yeah, you are a legitimate owner. What become of them? Now, we have this situation in Liberia where somebody had a land from St. Charlie Kington. That person haven't been around. Then people sold, their grandchildren sold the land. And then the person came up with their documents, said this is it. So what become of those people? So the land situation in Liberia, I think this is where the government need to get hold of it because it causing a lot of problems. And I will not blame Worker government, but it's all the government in Liberia that they have not solved the land problem.
Let me just bring something to you guys' attention, like what Paul just said. You see, battery factory. There was a similar thing like that in battery factory last year.
No,
You
John,
understand?
you Boti.
There was a similar problem like that in battery factory.
Yes.
Yeah, John, you Boti.
The people, yeah. But the people that were living on these areas, they bought the property to live there, they build their houses and things there. But the original owner who have the whereby deed, legitimate deed, he probably everything. When he came, when he document, the government gave him the property because he was the oldest owner. Why that can't happen in these poor people case?
But particularly that example you gave, that case you gave is a different issue because this original owner that you're talking about did not sell the land to any other person. It was his land. He had not developed it.
I agree.
In this case, in Satan, you see, we all saying the same thing, but my point here is, you are saying that these people who are presently occupying the land should not move because they've been there for long and they bought it. I agree. They bought it. But the question is, according to the court document, this Nangwe Ghana is the new owner. So he's
how would the court give him the right to supersede the OD?
Yeah. Now when the other owner, I think, won the case. That when Nangwe bought the property from him.
Yeah, it's not. That's not actually happening. That's the first thing.
Wait a minute. Someone was saying land. You tell me don't say land. You want to say land?
Well, you must say land. When you finish selling land to me,
let me say something here. Let me say something here. Let me ask one question. Broken down in the same place. I can talk. My nephew was
I want Padre one question. Then you answer one. Let all take you from it. Padre, if you are living on that land today, you will refuse to move.
I got my D.
You refuse to move. You refuse to move.
So long if I'm not there, squatting there, I'm not there illegally, I will refuse to move.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking you is
I'm not living there illegally, I will
get your D. You pay your money, you get your receipt, your D, or everything, right?
Yeah.
And a new knocking to clean the land. To avoid all the harahara where to break your house, everything.
What do you think? I will go get my
wait. If I were you, I will move and go to the mayor because you got nothing to do in that way. Now, go to the mayor who you pay.
And you're supposed to even go to that man who sold the property to him. Because
that made some progress, but let me just chime into
I was saying something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to really cut you off. I just wanted the permit to answer that question.
Yeah, Paul, go ahead. After you,
I'm driving on here. You see, the government of Liberia, past, and present, they all fear the people when it comes to land issue. They think with land business, we should. Why is it one court will go and sign document all the time that one land will be sold 5-7 times to people? Why do they allow that? That alone is a problem. Now, these people bought the land. They're not squatters. They went to court. Some people left, some people remain. But there is a whole community, a massive community. It's not like 2-3 houses. It's a huge community. Thousands of people live in that area. The owner came, decided, I don't know the law in Liberia before you demolish somewhere, whether you're the rightful owner, isn't that you got to get a letter or something from the court to say, yes, go ahead. I don't understand it. I thought the court would give you the authority to do that. I don't know.
No, Paul. You finish? I'm not happy right there.
Yeah, let me finish then just clarify.
Yeah.
if you look at the entire community, there are thousands of people live in that community, and people came up with documents saying, yes, we bought it from one of the Johnson's family who were also in court. They have the document that they bought it from this family that were also in court. So demolishing the whole place, what now happened? You have thousands of people, because I said that big community, schools, hospitals, churches, everything is in our community. That's a massive community. So overnight, no more school for kids. We didn't consider that. The health sector got damaged. Houses go nowhere to place those people. And we know our government in Liberia, they don't help their citizens. So people now are scrambling where to be, where to live. In other good countries, situation like they happen, the government will take some kind of fund to say, okay, let's put these people in a temporary accommodation until they get things up. But this is a situation in Liberia. People fighting, people selling land over and over. What is it on earth in the 21st century that they can have a proper database that if Linfa or land is in the system, if somebody else can sell that land, they will notice that no, but they land have a rightful owner. They will say it's in the ACA, but they still sell it to you. Why? First, you can answer the question.
Yeah, listen to me. So sometimes it could that no, we in fact listen with the intent of the law. First, I will say this again. Taiwan Congo was on this show this evening with Judas J. And he said this. Guys, listen carefully. He crafted a law of congruence or something that it simply means that you lean for or let me just say about dollar so or lend to poor. After that, then you go and sell that land to lean for. The law is there. That law is there. He worked with the land commission. In case of any situation like this, you go to court. Daughter will have to go to jail. They have a maximum of 10 years of sentence to that. But people do not take advantage of the law all the time. We always go in with sentiments. He gave even an example with George Weah House on 9th Street.
Yeah.
That property was owned by Mr. Sharif, who Habib.
Madame Silla.
Yeah, but Habib Sharif, the father had the property across the road.
Silla.
So when the Jovial bought that property after the war that he bought that property, he bought the property. They asked when he asked who the owner was, and they said that the owner was in Guinea. So he didn't really mind. Jovial said, okay, I'll still build my house there. He built a house. The man came back now for the property. He took him to court. The man won the case. Jovial said, yeah, fast. So the Ajwa Bunana said, you want to take the case to the Supreme Court. So the lawyers then advising people who have sense now who know the law, say this man's the original owner. So go and talk to Haji Koman. The man said, because the Congo was very clear. He said you can pay a 44 square foot in that place, in that yard. Once you go to court and say you're not the owner, the man who is the rightful owner can own that property, can either decide to own it or break it down. So mean that fast track this stuff. So they went during the councilmen, the three councilmen, Haji Kuma, Joe Bore, and Ray Taylor. And we are came back. So they said, go and talk to Haji Kuma. So Haji Kuma called the sheriff who have the property there.
I said, Silla, I'm aware of the whole case you talked about.
Yeah, okay, but I know the mention be a Chinese any Habib Sharif and all where you call Silla, okay, or Silla, whatever it is. Yeah.
that he named the Silla.
So instead of take that thing out of court, you have to go handle it. How come Joey settle that puppet? If I be another bigger horse without money, how can he got the property? So the man said, of Constitutional Congo, he drafted the law. If anybody caught, he's giving you one example quickly. He said his brother is a lawyer and they had a case like that and they went to the court. And the guy who sold the land to the two different people, George Sayana Yo, because they gave you, I think 3 or 4 days, the sheriff to give you to serve you the notice. The Chief Judge Sayana Yo said the man not leaving from here. They arrested him and put him in jail, and he's still in jail now. There's a law to that effect. So whatever case it is with that property, the people who won the case, doesn't have nothing to do with the government like Liberia or who are sentiments involved. Although we have empathy for the people, but people should follow the law, and the law, we have the laws on the book, and the laws can take effect.
Yeah, Francis.
Yeah, Francis.
Okay,
This is what I'm drafting at, Francis.
Please.
What I'm drafting at is every time people buy land, that land is taken to the court. The court will sign, say, yeah, you're the legitimate owner. One land, one court keeps signing. So it's not like so why is it that they will tell you, say the details of the land is in the ACA? We know that the original deal is in the ACA. So why is it that they can't make the thing simple that instead of a group of people keep buying one land over and over? That is when you have the thing on a database, you have in the ACA, when somebody go buy land, they go through, they say, oh, but we know we can trace it. The owner of this land is there. So why are you selling the land? Can you imagine? The court keeps signing one paper over and over. I'm not talking about what they want to see, but it's a bad practice.
Yeah, I agree with you because I mean, you said according to Constitution, there's a process. Even the surveyor, surveyors should know. Even if I'm a surveyor, if you ask me to go survey a land for you, I bear one of the responsibilities. It's on me because I'm giving you the legitimacy of that land. So surveyors should do their own. Surveyors should be held accountable too. So the whole thing is there. Tricky pin. Everybody you should go to jail. According to Constitution, the surveyor and the man who sold the land, they have it's just like the rape law. The people should go to jail immediately. All people put sentiments into everything, they don't follow it up.
Yeah, Francis, let me ask you this question here, please.
Okay, ask me.
Yeah, the 2 person bought the land. One bought the land 10 years ago, another one just bought the land and 5 years ago. And they buy it from one person, the legitimate owner of that property. He's the one that sold the land 10 years ago to John Brown. And Peter Brown today, he sell it to the public. So both of them go to court. Who do you think the court will give the property to?
I mean, this thing is hypothetical. You're talking about 2 different cases. The first case you're talking about, let me make it clear. The particular Satan case are between 2 families. Your analogy, your example is that one person, the person with the oldest deed, get the property, should be entitled to the land according to the law. But if that thing is doing fictitiously, if somebody sold that property to you on a false pretense, even you have your thing 1925. One did not marry, not the right owner. People fall for con artists that got people. So what are you talking about?
No. You have already answered the question. The oldest owner, the person with the oldest deed is a legitimate owner.
The law is clear that the person with the oldest deed is entitled to the land.
Thank you. Okay. So they land that we're talking about now, they say certain law that land that we're talking about. The person who sold the property is a legitimate owner. Who sold the property to Nangbe? He's the same person that sold the property to those people that he demolished their property today. I want you guys to know.
But and this is when I ask the question, you don't answer it. So with the court document, that shows that Nagbe is the present owner of the land. So if you are living on that land and the king to evict you, who you go? You just go to the man who sold it. Where that man bought the land from? You didn't buy it from Nagbe, and Nagbe bought the land from.
What's not go to the man? That Nagbe is supposed to go to the man, not me. By law, the court not supposed to even tell anybody to invade me from there because
okay. You
get
car.
I got the fullest deed.
It's legitimate. Yeah, he can be legitimate.
You keep going around it.
You can have the oldest deed once it's not legitimate.
What do you mean not legitimate?
Listen to me.
I bought it and probate it from the legitimate owner. And I went to the court and I probate the document.
Listen. You make it, maybe so you don't understand to them. You make it clear to you. The court probates a land. The only thing the court will have, the only responsibility the court has in probating a land is that you come with your documents say I own the land. Now the court responsibility to go be looking for who the land owner is. No, before you buy your land, you should be able to do your due diligence. You should go out there and make inquiries and make sure that the person who selling the land to you is a legitimate owner. The court business is not to be running after who own the land. The court there is just to do it well and sign the paper and get to you. So that's the court. That's the court business. You got the land authority.
I think hold on now. Alfonso Tele is talking something nonsense where he talk about in that the oldest deed, but it should be the legitimate deed, the legitimate oldest deed. So so but the question, my thing here is, so if you bought a used car from Paul, then I buy it from you, then Francis can buy it from me now. Who the rightful owner legally? Who the rightful owner? That Francis will get it now. You see it? So yeah.
Now you buy. That's if I stole the car from Paul.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I stole the car from Paul with all the documents in it. I come and sell it to you.
Yeah.
Then you sell it to him.
So
Paul said, "Uno."
I'm missing the apple with the pear.
This is the point I was making. This is the point I'm making. They should have a good database system on this thing.
Living there for 70
because
years.
what happened?
Got it deep.
They should have a good database system on this thing. You can buy a car today, you the owner, and tomorrow you sell a car to Padole, he become a new owner. But then in the system will show, Padole now is the legitimate owner. So until that happens, we'll always have this problem. Yeah. So the land authority
Paul, the reason why I gave that car example, Mr. Padole, listen. So I bought a car from Paul. Then I sold it to you. Okay? Then you bought it. I bought a car from Paul, then Paul sold the same car to you. But you can see me sitting inside the car. I get a key, I'm driving it. I've been in here for 1 week now. Then he said, "Oh, but they car for me, give me the key." I said, "How?" He said, "Oh, but I just bought a car from Paul." I said, "No, but I bought a car from Paul. So if I want to get my money back, who I'll go to? I'll go to Paul. But Paul, no."
When did you buy the car?
No, forget about it. The time.
You see there?
No. We're talking about legitimacy. We're not talking about age.
The legitimacy. If you buy you are the first to buy the car from Paul. Paul signed a deed, everything, probated everything. You pay your lesson plate on everything. Then I come in to the same Paul man. I say, "Let me buy the car here." Paul said the thing to me. Then put the deed, everything on. When we go to court, you were the first person, legitimate owner of the thing. You are the best. You are the owner of the car, not me.
But so I will go to
my money.
The Yeah, that two, because that two group here. The first man, the middle man, and the last man. So who the
leave them make some progress that we gotta go by. I'm gonna talk 11 o'clock by.
Okay, let make a progress then because they
yeah, because this is tricky. So, Paul, is there any other thing that we need to talk about?
No, I think it was the thing you talk about Donald Sano. I just want to throw a light on it. And I'm not blaming the government, but when process that they happen, this is where the government comes in because it's not 1, 2 questions. This is all over our country. We refuse to build houses for our people. Governments are located for the people. This is a situation that every little squad, you see people go for Zin house there because we don't build houses. So this is something that our government, that government before, government now, and government for the future, there's something they need to look at to start doing things for the people. Because if you have this sort of crisis, it's something they need to do. And I also want to recommend the land authority. I think they need to invest more money on this. That if people are going through all of the land issue, they need to work with the ACA Center to see who now become the legitimate owner of the land today. So when somebody said it tomorrow, you find out that, oh yeah, it was so big. Every time it's appropriated, that means it becomes the new owner, legitimate owner. So we cannot have all of these things going back and forth that, oh, one person will sell land to 50.
You're right, Paul, you're right. There should be mechanism put into place.
100% right. But one of the things that can solve this problem, from my view, people must be paying tax for their property. You understand what I'm saying? You see, there's a 2 countries in West Africa that I know.
How does that avoid people selling land double?
Listen to me. Okay.
No, I'm asking because the point, the
problem
with tax stuff here is no dealing.
Yeah, listen.
So how does paying tax avoid?
If you have the property, you pay tax for the property. If you pay tax for the property, from time to time you pay tax for it. It will indicate that you are the legitimate owner of this property and you've been paying tax to it. So if any new person comes and say the property for me, they will look at who been paying tax for it. When did you start?
You got real property tax, but people pay tax on the property.
Yeah. Okay. No, listen, a lot of people don't pay tax. You know what happened? The two countries.
Who business down?
Yeah,
Now who business? You pay tax, you be ashamed of yourself not paying tax, the people not paying tax.
I said, a lot of people there, they don't pay tax, you know.
I mean, you're talking to someone, oh yeah.
You see, there's a two countries in West Africa. There's a 2 countries in West Africa got this similar problem. They land selling, one person selling 10. I mean,
it's all about lack of system. There is
no system.
Guinea and
Liberia. They are the 2 countries that
it's lack of system because we do not have that system in place.
No system at all. You understand?
Simple car. Every car that enter Norway get one lesson play. From the day enter that lesson play only until when it's poor. If you do deliver to the police will say I send some cars in Liberia since 2022. It's still registered my name. I went to the police station to see if I can remove it. They say no, I gotta go. I sold it to people. They say I'm gonna go to Liberia to get the sales, the bill of sale and the document, everything, the receipt and bring it. So I told them, I said, we do have that system. They say, okay, but then the car will always be registered here. So right now I'm sitting here, 11 cars registered on my head in this country. You see it? Until I can deliver a license plate. Because people get system.
Yeah, that's the system. We don't have system.
It's all lack of system. And the reason why that, or maybe the government will actually put that system into place. But there is one reason I'm suspecting. Because the same government officials are the one who will go and buy land. They go and buy somebody, they see somebody problem in land because they get money. They go, the poor man buy land all time, but he didn't get money. He gave them one thing standing there. But because I'm minister, I can buy the whole land and double pay the person who originally owned that land. I say, my man, the money may pay for it. They say they may pay 500. I say, okay, I can take 10,000 now.
That's the case with Nangbe right now. That's the case with
Nangbe. So that one of the reasons why that system. But guys, I think it was a nice show. It was a good show. We want to say thank you very much for those of you who are here with us, and we're going to be here on today is Tuesday. We're going to be here on Friday, and Alfonso Taylor. My man Alfonso, you made the show interesting. So, but guys, Francis, you and Padoli, let's just wrap up in 1 minute each. The situation we discussed with this Donald Trump thing. You know what? If we were to give any recommendation, though we're not talking to Trump, we're not talking to the Iranian leader, we're not talking to any of the parties involved, but in case we were like, place yourself in the position that today you bother with Donald Trump or the Ayatollah, what suggestion would you give? I mean, given the fragile nature of everything they play, because this thing, all the thing they play with, now for them, anything happen, brother, the whole world will be inside. So maybe we'll start with Francis.
Look, I mean, it has to be a domino effect. I mean, first and foremost, look, we should respect the world order. We should respect countries' sovereignty, regardless of who ruling, how I call it bad the dictator is, or tyrant or tyrannical government, whatever it is. Give it a space. If other people decide, I mean, on certain circumstances, we understand that you want to intervene, but there are ways you can do it, not to go in by force. We know force have not yielded any good result what period of time, and want to admonish Americans and the exercise restraint and let diplomacy and take its course. In regards to the land dispute in Liberia, it's clear that the court has given the rights or the right to Mr. his name, Namwe, that the property is his. He has the right. There's no time frame. He can go in there and claim the property or destroy it according to the law, demolish it. So on that note, I want to thank our contributors, our viewers for the salient and comments that were made, and hope to see you guys. Friday for more insightful comments and join us. Thank you again, guys, and you take care and have a blessed week ahead.
Thank you. Okay.
Padoli?
Yeah, I will make a few comments on Donald Trump issues and the land, because the land issue carry my pressure up, to be realistic. But for the Donald Trump issue, Donald Trump is supposed to know that when he causes any problem in Middle East, it's not going to be easy, to be realistic. It's not going to be easy because the influence of the citizens everywhere in the world will happen, number one, and many countries will be involved in that war that will cause catastrophe. So if should be someone to meet with Donald Trump to advise him, I will tell him, don't put all in a mess that he cannot handle it. Look at the two countries, the three countries that they invaded and removed the government, their citizens scattered everywhere in Europe and America and here and there. They don't even got control to keep the people back to take them back to their real country. So I think it's not necessary for Donald Trump to cause another problem for the world. For the land issue, my concern is people with the coast system should always try to look at the legitimacy of a document from whether poor man or rich man, and this should also visit the law, the land law. The land law says the owner of the properties if you got your deed probated and go through all the necessary procedure and buy it from the rightful owner, and the owner who sold this property 2 times to 2 persons should be incarcerated and placed in jail. If the government start taking this kind of action, I think it will be necessary. But poor man.
Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry that Paul.
This case with Nangbe is supposed to go after the Johnson family for his money. and leave the poor people property, but they didn't do it. That's
But
why.
it's sad that Paul left us. I think he had a technical glitch, and it was good, guys. We were here together, Francis and Padoli. Let us come back went on Friday, so that we can iron up. Maybe between now and Friday, we'll be speaking different language concerning the situation in the Middle East. Probably we'll see the Abraham Lincoln and all of its paraphernalia making a detour. But I saw somewhere again where somebody said I think they were trying to turn around because they saw the pressure from the Iranian and what we know, but a lot of information will pop up, some of which are not verifiable. But what we can hope for is that this situation will be quelled and that it wouldn't escalate to anything more than what it is now. But my concern again is, you think Trump, knowing Trump who he is, will take all the equipment, all the military hardware, and carry it way that far, and then just parade them and turn them around again and go? But he got a way. No, there is something called the lesser of two evils, right? So he got a way between the lesser of the two evils. He either choose the worst or the lesser. And I would think that the lesser one is to just make a U-turn, carry all your equipment back in one piece, and let the world remain in peace as it is. Even though there's not much peace, but as we are now, we are much better off than what we expect. And on the property thing in Liberia, I think there's a lot of factors. Lack of system is number one factor, and the people take advantage of the lack of system to fraud the whole country. It's the same thing everywhere, even in government is happening, because there is no proper auditing process, and there's no prosecutorial power to really prosecute people who do all the evil things in government, who steal money and things. So people use that opportunity to fraud. If we had a very strong system in place that if you work in government for the first time, whether you are cleaner or you are secretary or whatever, and you stole a pen or a piece of grumpy, you should never see government office anymore. You should go to jail, and you should not work anywhere around government, or even in any. Of course, if they ban you from government, you're not going to private area. So if people learn that, I think it will be wise. In Europe, yeah, if small thing happen, when you follow you, the record will be there all the time. That's why the database is effective. What's your name? Your name not too important, but what is your social security number? When you call it, they see everything about you. So people, a lot of criminals say, you think all we good, but because we scared of the system. That's not, you think all the supermarket can be open, I can't go take food, I pack it and come bring it to my house. But when I do it, it will follow me and follow all the way. So you see, the thing is, I think we need to initiate some of these things in Liberia so that we'll have proper control, or else, man, we'll be on the thing called tailspin, right? Like the dog want to catch its own tail. It will just be very difficult. So you'll just be turning around, hoping that you'll catch it one day. Well, God, that was it. And we want to say thank you very much for staying with us. And for those of you who are here with us, or let me get recognize people who just came. Ambassador Joe Doye, also Orlando Kruma. You're not here previously, but we named the other people. So we want to say thank you so much for being with us.
Before you go, let me ask you one question. You
ask me.
Why are you getting all the palaver from?
Huh?
All this traditional language you always come out with. You say dog want to catch it, you will be running around. You got a lot of palaver to this all the time.
Oh, you mean the part? No, listen.
You grew up with older people, right?
Listen, I grew up with my grandparents.
I see.
And my grandfather had friends, and I always sat with them. I was a wise kid. I don't want to praise myself, but I was a wise kid because I didn't have, when I was growing up, I didn't have friends.
The thing what you just said, that's my first time you heard that.
I didn't have childhood friends. The kind of childhood friends I had were they were like, okay, we have, and that's why we're talking about the land thing here and my hair cutting, because where I grew up, my grandparents' land, all of them died, and people are just farming there. And the children then, when they talk, they say, no, you're not only land, but I was born and I know that era. So I'm worrying. I'm learning a lot. The Lord that you're cooking here, I'm learning a lot. So in that system, in that kind of situation, all of the property we have on our farms, I mean, cocoa trees and all of things, how can I claim it from those people if I want to? So you see, I grew up, and the only friends that I have were friends who used to pass, coming from the big town, and pass on our farm to go to their own farm. So when they come in like that, they will run, they come in and then play for 5 minutes, they pass and go to their farm. When they come in from the farm, they start, we play for 2-3 minutes, then they go. And so now I asked my grandfather to go, then they beat town. So I grew up with old people. I always sat in the community of old people. And I got tons of them in my head. But guys, this is live. We want to say thank you so much. We'll be here on Friday again, and together we can have a wonderful, wonderful time. But in the meantime, while you go, we prayed. The patron say, "Why I say pray? We pray to ourselves because God is in." Yeah, no, you can pray to yourself. You don't got to pray to one God in there behind the sky. Pray to yourself because God is in you. Yeah, that will be back here together.
That you agree that we should pray.
Have a wonderful time, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely night, Francis. Good night. Bye.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottomline, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottomline Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.